Sometimes when you lift up loose bark, it's amazing what you can find underneath. But one of the commoner things you can find underneath loose bark is this large and beautifully marked orb-weaver. This is Nuctenea umbratica, and it's a beauty. Now here's a decent sized spider which you may well have in your garden. It won't enter your house, so there's no need to keep the dog under lock and key. This is quite safe. This is a perfectly harmless UK spider, as are all UK spiders. This is Nuctenea umbratica, and it's a large orb weaver which you may well have somewhere along your fence line. However, its more natural home is under loose bark or along fence lines in woodland. It's a flattened species, characteristically flattened, and it's designed that way so that it can spend the day tucked away in narrow and tight crevices, only appearing in the web after dark or when prey enters the web. Now, I used to have several of these along the fence line in my garden, but they seem to have disappeared for some reason. I don't know why, but I haven't seen an adult Nuctenea umbratica in the garden at home for a couple of years now. But I do find them very commonly in Sherwood Forest, and always in this situation. This is a piece of bark which I've just lifted off a fallen bough which came down a number of years ago. The large orb web is usually built sometimes flat against the surface. If it's the spiders residing along a fence, the web will be very close to the fence, not unlike those of the garden cross spider, Araneus diadematus. But this is a beautifully marked spider. Don't usually run away, which is a good thing about these, but they have a beautifully marked abdomen and quite beautiful variations of browns and almost black markings. I do love those sort of scalloped edges to that central dark area on the abdomen. The spider, in case you can't work it out, is facing from right to left. So this is a species that you'll turn up at some time, providing you lift up loose bark. I recommend you do lift loose bark. It's a good way to pass the winter and to look for invertebrates during the winter months. You can carry your season on. And this spider will invariably turn up. It's widespread across Nottinghamshire and certainly seems to be found in most habitat types, not just deciduous woodland. So it's worth looking out for. And say, this is quite a size. If I put my grubby forefinger against it, you can see it's a decent size, but they do come much larger than this. To be honest, I've never seen a male of this species. Always been females, but always tucked away flat to the underside of bark like this. So, if you're at a loose end over the winter months and can't wait to get your invertebrate recording season started, go and have a look for these.